right, listen. I've gathered you here today because we need to talk about something. And I know what you're thinking. I get it, okay? A trailer breakdown? We're going to talk about a trailer? Let me clarify something, okay? I only ever wanted this channel to talk about the classics. But if you want to talk about a true classic, 1993, the original Jurassic Park, is my favorite movie of all time. It's the movie that got me into movies. So whenever Hollywood comes back 30-something years later, they got a crowbar, they have to open the sarcophagus of a perfectly good franchise that probably should have ended about 5 to 6 movies ago, and then try and churn out some new slop for you? Brother, for the original Jurassic Park, we got to talk about it. We have to. Do you understand? So I'm going to need you to put your helmet on, because we're about to talk about this fucking trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth. So I'm just going to kind of frame out the introduction to this trailer and show it to you through the lens that I saw it through. It goes something like this, okay? Hey. It's me, Nostalgia. You remember me, right? Come on. You remember the original Jurassic Park, don't you? The Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton and the visitor center and the banner falling? Come on, I know you remember that. Come on. Yeah, 1993, the original Jurassic Park. The Chicago Bulls were doing awesome. Gas was only $1. Come on, man. Things were a lot better back then. Let me take you back. Come on, let me in. I need your money really, really bad. And if I can nostalgia bait you into watching the rest of this trailer, please just, come on. Remember the original Jurassic Park? Remember 1993? Yeah. I know you remember. Come on, come on. Come on, let me in. So yeah, then we meet Scarlett Johansson and some dork, and the writers were like, okay, look, how are we going to get Scarlett Johansson on an island full of dinosaurs? Look, we've already had one movie that was an amusement park. We've had one movie that was a rescue mission. We've had one movie about poachers. We've had one movie about giant bugs and crops. What if we make the dinosaurs a cure for cancer? That'll get her on the island. If she can get some kind of genetic material that's unspecified from the 3 largest dinosaurs on this island, she can cure cancer. That's how we'll get her on this island. That and probably a fucking $1 million. So yeah, and then we see Scarlett Johansson and the dork on the island with a bunch of giant dinosaurs. And even though this is just a trailer, they're kind of setting it up in the same way that they do a lot of the other movies, where they go, hey, look over there. There's a giant, beautiful, majestic sauropod, you know? Moviegoer, it's okay for you to kind of let your guard down, you know? And it makes you really think, like, man, that's beautiful. Maybe the world's not so bad, you know? Maybe the churches are feeding the homeless and the babies at the orphanage are getting read bedtime stories and they got bellies full of warm milk. And then, bam, one of your teammates gets eaten by a velociraptor. Yeah, and then the trailer loses me again when it says, hey, at least all the dinosaurs are kind of isolated in one specific area so we can send Scarlett Johansson there and she can get what we need. And I'm over here sitting like, man, what about Isla Nublar? What about Isla Sorna? What about Los Cinco Muertes? What about all the dinosaurs that were living in that mountain in Sweden in the last movie? What about all the dinosaurs that were running around worldwide and that weird Mos Eisley scene from one of the movies where they're like roasting giant crickets and making dinosaurs fight in a pit? That doesn't matter anymore. That fucking doesn't matter anymore. Honestly, I'd be okay if it didn't matter. In my head, there's only 2 Jurassic Park movies. There's Jurassic Park and there's Lost World. Everything after that, it does not exist. I never saw it, but here we are. I'm talking about it. Yeah, and in the next shot, we see Scarlett Johansson go, I can guarantee your safety. More or less. And then the dork just goes, more or less. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker. Don't act new, come correct. It's an island full of dinosaurs. There's no guarantees. There's no cell phone service. There's no Burger King. I hope you get fucking eaten, man. Yeah, and then we see him flying down to South America or somewhere, and we meet some character who I'm assuming is supposed to be kind of like a smuggler type who's going to get him on and off the island safely. And after 6 other movies, what is this? This is the 7th movie. This is the 7th movie they're doing, and they haven't learned their lessons. They haven't learned their lessons. They're going to pull up to this island, and Teenosaurus Rex and all his buddies, they've already got the fucking oven preheated. They're ready. They know by now. So, good luck. Yeah, and the smuggler says that they can avoid all government protection because nobody's dumb enough to go where they're going. Then stop going. Yeah, and then they show the island, and it's called the Isle of CGI. It's located about 400 miles off the coast of Adobe Photoshop. Yeah, and then Scarlett Johansson says that that island is the research facility for the original Jurassic Park. So what the fuck was Isla Sorna? What island are you on? Why haven't you told us the name of this island? Because I'm really afraid that you're retconning the motherfuck out of this shit. Yeah, and then you see like a 2-headed velociraptor in a test tube and a bunch of shit that looks like it's from Alien Resurrection, and I don't know. And then, yeah, it mentions the fact that they need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs, and then it just shows a shot of fucking Skull Island. If you were to tell me that this was an unused shot from Peter Jackson's 2005 King Kong, I'd say, yeah, no, that checks out. That looks exactly like Skull Island. That doesn't look like any fucking island I've ever seen in Jurassic Park. But it's 2025, man. My childhood's dead. Doesn't matter anymore. So, yeah, and then the dork says, yeah, we're going to need to get DNA from the 3 largest dinosaurs on the island. And then there's shots of Scarlett Johansson just freeballing down a mountain. And am I watching Tomb Raider? Yeah, and then there's like some Mayan or Aztec ruins that they just kind of Indiana Jones into on the side of this mountain. And apparently they have to get the DNA from an egg because the giant flying reptile Quetzalcoatlus is too big. They're too much of a pussy to get his DNA. So they're going to steal it from his eggs. And of course he doesn't like that. Of course he's going to fuck you up. But we get this kind of cool shot that has been in about 500,000 other movies, and The Matrix did it best, so. And I will say, for all my lore fanatics, it is given pretty heavy Jurassic Park Trespasser vibes, which is cool, in my opinion. But this was never touched on in any of the other movies. I still don't know what motherfucking island this is. I need to know where I'm at. Am I in the Temple of Doom, or what? Then they start talking about how these particular dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park. As far as I can remember, everybody got fucking eaten at the original park. So what's your grading system on how dangerous these dinosaurs are? As far as I'm concerned, they're all fucking dangerous. Yeah, but don't worry, these guys are extra, extra dangerous. Yeah, and then they show a shot of Velociraptor feet, and it's like, once again, oh, hey, you remember 1993? Yeah, you remember the kitchen scene where the Velociraptor starts making beats on the floor with his claw? You remember that? Nostalgia calling, pick up. And then the trailer shows what I can only assume is reptilian King Kong, and this movie's making my chest hurt. Psst. Hey, you remember red flares? You remember the first Jurassic Park? You remember that? You remember how we brought it back in Jurassic World? Because we did it in Jurassic Park. You remember that? You like red flares, right? We should probably put more red flares in this movie. You remember that? Come on. Red flares. Let's do it again. Universal Studios, I need you to be honest with me. What was that? What was that? What was that? Yeah, and then we get the trailer telling us really big, a new era. Of what, man? A new era of heartbreak? Come on, man. Jurassic Park, the only reason I'm even doing this, Jurassic Park is and will forever be my favorite movie of all time. Has been since I was probably, 4 or 5 years old. That's the only goddamn reason I'm showing this shit some attention. So a new era of what? What? And then we get some action shots. We see a car break through a gate, and you see Scarlett Johansson pointing a gun. And then, oh shit, hey, the T-Rex. Up. Well, there he goes. That was it. Yeah, and then we get this shot. Am I watching a trailer for Jurassic World or Alien Romulus? Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh. My childhood? It's dead? Okay. Thanks, Doc. Yeah, and then that leads into some shots of T-Rex trying to eat some people out of a river, which, again, for all my lore fanatics, is kind of cool because I'm not sure if it was supposed to be in the original Jurassic Park or if it's just in the Michael Crichton novel, but there's supposed to be some kind of riverboat scene where a T-Rex does some stuff to a boat in water, eats more people, but they're wet. This movie needed a wet T-Rex, so we finally got it. 6 movies later, wet T-Rex, baby. Yeah, and then the dork says, survival is a long shot. Bitch, what gave it away? Yeah, and then we see some Spinosauruses helping out a Mosasaurus. They're going to capsize the boat and eat Scarlett Johansson, hopefully. But I remember during Jurassic Park 3, a lot of people were pissed. They hated the Spinosaurus because, one, I mean, he killed the T-Rex. That was a huge blunder. I don't know why they fucking did that. But also, he kind of just looked dumb. I don't know. He wasn't scientifically accurate. Maybe at the time he was. But it looks like now they're putting scientifically accurate Spinosauruses, maybe. I don't know. And he kind of just looks like something out of a Ray Harryhausen movie, which, hey, no hate on Ray Harryhausen. When I was a kid, Ray Harryhausen was my fucking boy. But I'll be honest with you, these Spinosauruses look fucking goofy. Yeah, and then some guy talks about, the Spinosauruses, they're helping the Mosasaurus like defend territory and hunt and do all this shit. And then Scarlett Johansson just turns around with the most profound shit and says, none of that sounds good. Who wrote this shit? Who in the motherfuck came up with this? This is supposed to be directed by Gareth Edwards. I think that's his name. Don't get me wrong. Awesome director. He did, I think, the 2014 Godzilla, which out of all the new American Godzillas was the least steaming pile of shit of all of them, which doesn't say much. And one of his breakout movies, I think it was a movie called Monsters, took place in Mexico. Fantastic movie. Tiny budget. I heard that he rendered the whole thing on a computer in like his living room or something, which maybe I made that up. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure that's true. But either way, like, you got one of the biggest IPs, franchises on planet Earth, and this is the kind of shit you're churning out, which I can't expect much after the last 3, after the Jurassic World movies, you know. Yeah, and then the final shot, we get a fucking Mosasaurus busting out of the water like Jaws, and I'm supposed to be floored by this. Oh my gosh. He hasn't done that in all the other movies he was in. What the hell? He's in the water this time too? Damn. Isn't he always in water? And yeah, that's the trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth. And I'll be honest with you, kind of comes off like a big bowl of slop. But it seems like nowadays that's just par for the course. You know, you got to resurrect and mummify any franchise they think they can squeeze a little bit more money out of, and they hope that you just go to the trough and eat it up. And maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not here to judge, but what I am here to tell you is if you like this video, you know, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of the trailer. And I'll be real honest with you. You need to make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.